Can ZEPBOUND worsen joint pain? Studies included on today's episode. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth. Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 106 pounds the last 2 years and 3 months. So what is that? 27 months of being on these injections. And on today's episode, I want to do a deep dive into joint pain, springing off that a little bit into arthritis, and studies based on how ZEPBOUND, Mounjaro, Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide, tirzepatide, all of our GLP-1 friends are included in this. I will cite all of my sources down below as always, so that way you can stay on top of, you can fact check me, because I do require and demand that my channel is factually accurate. So let's go ahead and dive in onto some of these studies about how much our obesity, and so the framework in which I'm coming from is I am not a doctor. I will never pretend to be one. That's not my jam. My jam is that I have experienced strength and hope of being morbidly obese and now being just shy of being considered, quote, a healthy weight, and having done over 105 plus GLP injections. And so this is my framework in which I'm coming from is I had cracky, crinkly knees. I've had joint pain. I've had ankle surgery. I just had the gamut of it from being obese. And so the bottom line is with GLP-1 medication in correlation to this is being overweight. And this is a Harvard Health, like I said, I'm gonna set my sources. They'll be linked. Everything will be linked down in the description link below. Click that ... more button. But a Harvard Health study came out that there are two ways that being overweight, and then obesity and morbid obesity raises your risk for developing osteoarthritis. It's the most common joint disorder. And it's due basically to wear and tear on joints. And when I look back at these pictures of me, I'm like, that's a lot of wear and tear. Like I can just look at my legs. For me, my body structure is I have an hourglass figure, but my thighs really carry a lot of weight. And my butt used to, but now it's kind of a flapjack, but that's okay. I'm building back that muscle. I am proudly building back that muscle back through weight training. But so when the most common joint disorder is osteoarthritis. That is from wear and tear on the joint. First, excessive weight puts additional stress on weight-bearing joints. We know that, like this, we know this. Brothers and sisters out there, if you're obese, we know this. However, the inflammatory factors associated with weight gain might contribute to joint other pains, like in your hands with having inflammation. So this stat I found fascinating. And with my ZEPBOUND weight loss, this is where I am making the correlation that I want to help encourage you to, of as we lose weight, if you have just started a GLP-1 medication, or you're like me, I've been on now for years, plural, this study will be very helpful for you in the framework for your GLP-1 weight loss, particularly as costs continue to rise with GLP-1 medications. If you are doing a cost price benefit analysis on GLP-1 medication, like I can't financially afford this, I find this very fascinating to help put in the pro column for taking GLP-1 medication is when you walk across level ground, this Harvard study is talking about, you force your knees to the equivalent of 1.5 times your body weight. So for example, if you're a 200-pound lady and you put 300 pounds of pressure on your kneecaps with each step as you're walking. So if you're at an incline, that is going to get even greater. The force on each knee is 2 to 3 times your body weight when you go up and down stairs. Anybody hate going up and down stairs? I still kind of had like a residual like PTSD kind of like, I don't like to go upstairs. Now it's way less painful, but it used to be crack, crack, crack for me as I went up each step because there was so much pressure on my joints from being morbidly obese, being over 300 pounds. So for me, over 300 pounds, it's 1.5, that was 450 pounds of pressure on my kneecaps and joints. But when I go up the stairs, it was 2 to 3 times. So if we just take 2 times that was 600 pounds of pressure going up the stairs. And so 4 to 5 times your body weight when you squat to tie your shoelace or to pick up an item you drop. So when I would go low, low, low with my apple bottom jeans and my boots with the fur, just making sure you're paying attention, it was 4 to 5 times our body weight. So if we take the 4 times the body weight for 300 pounds, that's 1,200 pounds of pressure on my kneecaps. And y'all, I'm a giraffe. I'm really tall. I'm almost 6 feet tall. So you got my giraffe lady on for the day. That's a lot of pressure. No wonder my flippin' joints hurt. And so the counter to that, and what I want to talk into is a couple of other studies, and then we're going to talk also into solutions with this of how this information can be super beneficial, how we can use these studies to our benefit, whether we're on Wegovy, whether we're on semaglutide, which, by the way, going back to the cost benefit analysis, Join Fridays, use the discount code QUEEN, is an awesome resource if you're taking compounds and you're looking for a reputable compound telehealth company and also compound provider. I love Join Fridays. So, and that will be linked down in the description link below. So the association between chronic pain and obesity, and this is talking about overall pain, not specifically joint pain, from a study back in 2015, goes back to talk about, no duh, about losing weight is going to help our pain in general and joints. That's one study. But there's this other study that I found fascinating. It's from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. And it talks in there about the cost of being overweight, being obese, being morbidly obese, but obesity-related healthcare in the United States is $215 billion per year. And that's just in the US. And I know we have UK friends watching and our Aussie friends and people we have a beautiful, there was one of our viewers is like, I'm from South America taking, or South Africa, excuse me, South Africa taking Wegovy. And I'm like, yay, super, or maybe it was ZEPBOUND, taking one of them. So all over so take that stat, but depending on if you're international, still take that for what it's worth. This was from 2015, by the way, to cite my source on that, for the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. And it talks in there about the cost, which we know, we're obese, we've paid those costs of it. But then going into the impacts of the joint on each pain, did you know that each pound of weight places 4 to 6 pounds of pressure on each knee joint? So it's specifically talking about our knees. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Individuals with obesity are 20 times more likely to have knee replacement surgery than those not overweight. So when we go back to, oh my gosh, ZEPBOUND is so expensive. Oh my gosh, Wegovy is so expensive. In my brain, I go back to when I was morbidly obese, the cost of a knee replacement surgery. I was not just obese, I was morbidly obese, being over 300 pounds. More than 20 times more likely to need a knee replacement surgery. What's the cost of a knee replacement surgery? Well, let's ask a little Miss Google over here. What's the cost of a knee replacement surgery? It's $15,000 to $75,000. The average cost is around $29,300, and that is through the AI on Google is my source. So the detrimental effects of that, but then it's also talking about, in addition to like knee replacement surgeries, but you can just imagine this on your back, on your spine, on your hands, on your feet and ankles. For me, it triggers very much on my ankle. I still to this day, haven't left yet for my Austin, Texas meet and greet. By the time you see this, we'll probably have done that meet and greet. I'm not quite sure what the content calendar schedule is, but I always wear a brace on my ankle, always. Unless I'm wearing like high heels, which I've just started to wear because I feel more comfortable because of my weight loss. But having that excess pressure on my ankles did a number on it that I've had to have ankle surgery. And so it's still a problem. So I always wear compression socks and woo, you hot little thing, you little minx, my compression socks, and then also an ankle brace with that. But it goes in this article to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, in addition to the information with our knees. But this is the part I hadn't really thought about, and maybe you haven't thought about it too, is if you have a trauma, if you say you get in a car accident, is adequate imaging of patients in the trauma setting with above normal BMI. So it's not like we're having like a scheduled knee surgery or scheduled ankle surgery. This is like trauma. If you like got in a car accident, collisions, blunt force trauma, having increased risk for medical complications, longer hospital stays. So we go back to the price of paying for this medication versus a hospital stay. We're gonna more than likely have longer hospital stays as a result of being obese, and increased mortality rates, and higher likelihood of multi-organ failure. In addition, these patients have higher risk of hardware failure, experience slower wound healing after surgical repair of a fracture, and deep venomous thrombosis. Y'all. And then it goes into talking about kids, which I can't talk about. Like, it just makes me want to cry. Oh, that makes me so sad. But talking about our BMI, which we know BMI is totally flawed. BMI is totally flawed. However, talking about this, for me, going back to with joint pain, if that is what's happening with being obese, think of how much, and then from this, the source that I'm citing down there below, of getting released on the hospital by losing the weight and being a healthy weight, of not staying longer in the hospital, of having my wounds heal if I had a trauma type thing. And like hypothetically, I don't like to do hypothetical things, but 20 times more likely to have a knee replacement surgery, you're going to have wound care healing with that. You're going to have, and I know they do outpatients for hospitals for knee replacements, that you're not there, but like still there's hospital care within that with a surgeon. And so going through each one of those things, then the inverse can be true, which I find fascinating, or lessen, that we can lessen at least those. And for me, I'm a cost benefit analysis kind of gal. Let's mitigate that risk of that as one of the other added benefits, in addition to 10 million other benefits. Like I get to wear cute shoes. Hello, in this photo shoot, you can see on the rebranding on countessofshopping.com, which we're still working on, by the way. Keep checking back over there in the next couple of weeks. But those high heels I'm wearing, I couldn't wear high heels before. That was because of my weight loss. That was because of my weight loss with it. In addition, this is where it goes over, and the Harvard Health study that I'm really excited about is it's talking about then, okay, so we have our GLP-1 medication, but in this particular study, it talks about, okay, it takes 3,500 calories to lose a pound. So we know we have to be in a calorie deficit, which ZEPBOUND gives us the slower of gastric emptying on there. It helps with appetite suppression. For me, it helps with the food noise and food chatter with ZEPBOUND. And so thus there's weight loss as a result of the appetite suppression, and then also the food chatter of like, I'm full, like, okay, put my fork down. I feel full. I'm feeling those body signals of being full. So we know that a pound is 3,500 calories. It then becomes a mathematical equation. If you need to lose a half a pound to 1 pound per week, you need to knock off 250 to 500 calories a day. And they say in this Harvard Health study, a good way to start is try burning 125 calories through exercise. I love walking, which we're going to talk about, and then another 100, and eat fewer than 125 calories each day. So that's 250 calories. Y'all, don't pole vault over a mouse turd. That is not hard. And with our GLP-1 tool helping us, even if you feel like it's not working, which we know there's 4 different buckets. I'm too cheap to buy buckets, but one day I will buy buckets to use as my illustration. But for today we're going to use cups. We have hyper responders, meaning people who respond really, really fast to these medications. We have normal responders, like you lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Then we have hypo responders, meaning they're slower to respond to the medications, and then non-responders. 4 different types of buckets with those. If you're having a response with this, which most people are falling into having a normal response, hyper responders, there are, of course, some non-responders, but solutions are coming on that. You can see my other videos. Make sure you click like and subscribe and see some of my other videos on that. But a simple way to do this is a mathematical equation, not emotional, taking emotion out of the mathematical equation, just straight facts. How can I burn with exercise, and whatever exercise I love that makes me excited, that brings me joy, 125 calories? And how can I eat fewer than 125 calories? Just through simple, easy modifications. That's 250 calories less per day. Boom. In 7 days, 250 calories times 7 equals 1,700. Oh, you guys can't see that. 1,750 calories, which is a half of a pound for the week. And I know some of y'all want to be overachievers. So you be an overachiever on that. But that for me, super, super helpful. It says at the math, it says indulging in an extra 100 calories per day without burning them can leave you 10 pounds heavier at the end of the year. And so looking at all of these reasons of why GLP-1 medication help and aid us to getting to a healthy weight, and celebrating, by the way, the non-scale victories of not just weight, but the non-scale victories. For me, one of my UK friends commented, I laughed so hard last night. It was like, Elizabeth, you keep talking about horseback riding. Where's my horseback riding picture? They're like, in the UK, we don't say that. It's horse riding. And so it's not horseback. I got to look why. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it some weird sexual innuendo or something that I'm saying as an American and to my Brit friends out there? So forgive me, all Brit friends out there. Horse riding, equestrian style. I'm riding Western, but I would like to get back into dressage. But that's because I've lost weight. before I would have crushed the horse and hurt their spine. And so now I'm at a healthy weight to be able to do that. I am now able to lift weights. I'm now able to do a lot of stuff as a result of GLP-1 medication. But some of the things to help with joints, collagen. And I had a whole other video, so I'm not going to repeat that information. It's down in the playlist below. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be like a week and a half since that video was posted, but just look on the playlist down below, talking specifically about collagen, where I'm testing different collagens and also giving you science-based data as to why collagen, you may want to start incorporating that, of course, protein, but specifically collagen to help with joints, but it also helps with hair and nails and skin and things like that. I love for collagen, there's two. I will link these down below. If you don't feel like going down below or you're watching on your TV, go to countessofshopping.com/shop, S-H-O-P. I'm the Countess of Shopping. You can see my handle names right here, Countess of Shopping /shop, and it'll have all of my discount codes for everything I talk about, because you guys know I negotiate discount codes for you. The first one is the Bioptimizers Collagen that I put in my coffee. It's called Mushroom Breakthrough. It doesn't taste like mushrooms. My favorite flavor is caramel, but they have several different flavors. It has in there, 1 scoop is 25 calories. 2 scoops is 50 calories. 2 scoops is 50 calories, and it has bovine collagen is 1,500 milligrams, and marine collagen has 1,000 milligrams in it. So that's one option. That's one option in your coffee. Or another option, which I also, so that's like hot drinks I put it in. I guess you could put it in cold drinks, but I don't. I like it in hot drinks, like my coffee, because I drink coffee every day. But as it's getting hotter outside, did I take it down? Oh, I didn't. Is my collagens. They have stick packets from Clean Simple Eats, and I love these. Like this one is the strawberry colada. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. I love that. That one's my favorite flavor, but they do have like a vanilla, a chocolate silk. They have the peach. They have like a peach mango. They have a blackberry lemonade, which is chef's kiss. They have an awesome ruby red raspberry. It's so good. It also has a little bit of citrus forward flavor in it too. They got a ton. And so use the discount code QUEEN on that. So Bioptimizers QUEEN, Clean Simple Eats, use the discount code QUEEN. It will be on countessofshopping.com/shop, S-H-O-P. But collagen data, that video has all of the studies, plural, about why collagen is important and to help protect the joints as we go through like lifting. And of course, before you do anything, again, this is never medical advice. But before you start lifting, always talk with your healthcare provider, right? Like making sure that you're good in terms of lifting. That for me was one of my biggest concerns is, am I going to injure myself? Am I going to injure myself? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. The next thing is shoes. These shoes are made for walking, and that's just what we'll do. We have easy slip-on shoes I'm obsessed with because I can just walk when I have 5-minute increments. Walking just 30 minutes a day, y'all, you can burn 100 calories that way. It does not, my Martinsville, Virginia is coming out. It does not have to be 30 minutes all at once. It can be 5 minutes here, 4 minutes here, 6 minutes here. Like break it up throughout the day if you wish. That has worked really well for me. Sometimes I don't, as a mom and a wife and a businesswoman, I don't have 30 minutes, but I have like 5 minutes here, there, and I can clump it together. The studies have shown that that is still beneficial for calorie reduction and for just like workout in general. My favorite shoes are linked down below, the slip-on ones. They're not crazy expensive. They're frequently on sale from $20, $30, $40, depending on when you check them out on Amazon. And I've tested a ton of sneakers as an obese woman. Next, and when I'm walking, I find things to make it joyful. I like to walk my dogs, Fred and Wilma. I need to get Wilma's picture up in here so I can show. Do you guys even know what Wilma looks like? Our Great Pyrenees. She's beautiful and she's fun to walk. Fred, not so fun to walk, our pit bull. He's psychotic, but we love him. Of course, he's a rescue. And so listening to music, listening to podcasts, being in nature, being in the sunshine. If it's raining, it's less advantageous for me. So having a backup plan on days where it's not nice outside. Today, right now, it's beautiful. I cannot wait to go walking. And then also talking to my friends. I voice memo on Instagram them. Which, by the way, if you follow me on Facebook, I don't do Facebook Messenger at all. I detest it. I hate it. I do love and do Instagram messaging though. But just give me grace because people message, like I get a lot of messages. I will eventually message you back if you message me. It just takes me a minute. Same thing with email. I love talking to you guys, but yeah, done. Okay, next, lifting. The lifting program I am using is an app. It's brilliantly smart, very, very easy to use. I had a lifting coach, which was $100 a month, and I'm glad I did it because I learned the framework into how to lift well, which I used to lift. So it was like a refresher of it. Surprise, surprise. I used to be an athlete back in the day. So going back to like athletics of lifting, it was helpful to have that lifting coach. Now I use the app. And the app I highly recommend because it has videos as to how to lift, the weight in which to lift. And if you have creaky joints like me, I'm like, I'm not gonna lift, we don't have like a lifting bar, I just have dumbbells, which I'll link on my Amazon, on my countlessofshopping.com/shop affiliate page. The weights that I love. But this lifting program is awesome. There's a website down below in the description and on the site that you can go to and you can register and use the discount code QUEEN, QUEEN. And then when you go to download the app on your phone, you save 20%. I know, usually I can get like a 10% discount. I negotiated 20%. And that's off of your first payment. So if you do it for a month subscription or a year subscription with that discount is like $5 and some change, which quite frankly for me is less than a Starbucks drink. Like, I'm like, woo, that's awesome. So I hope that this has helped in terms of joint pain. The bottom line is helping out the joint pain. It does not, ZEPBOUND is helping our joints. By losing that weight, it's helping that pressure. It's helping alleviate. For me, my pain's not all gone with my joints, but it's definitely helped. And it's definitely contributed to me moving more. I can move more as a result of GLP-1 medication, thus helping to prevent obesity, and being overweight too is like one begets the other, right? It's just like a cycle. And so having GLP-1 helps with that process too. I couldn't do it without it. It's a great tool. And if you are looking for a good compound, this video is not sponsored by Join Fridays, but I love them for compounds. I did tirzepatide. I'm on a brand name. You can't join now as a Join Fridays new member for brand name. You have to be an existing patient to get that too, just FYI. But use the discount code QUEEN, QUEEN. Like I said, I'm a businesswoman. I'm negotiating for you guys. Like I'm trying my best for things that I genuinely love and genuinely say they're Countess of Shopping approved. Oh, this was the other collagen, by the way. Many of you guys asked in my collagen video. I didn't heavily talk about this one. It's the blackberry lemonade. It's really good. It's really good. So if you like a lemonade-y type drink, delicious. And the dyes that they have in them, like the red one is like beetroot. The orange one, it's like beta carotene. It's like carrots. You know what I mean? It's not like Red Death 3. That's causing me to grow like a 5th ear. You know what I mean? Like, so they're the dyes in them that they turn the colors are like, I wonder what this one is. Well, now we have to look if I can figure it out quickly. Yeah, the purple, the natural coloring, purple comes from potato skin extract. Like, that's really cool. And I like that it's not like a murky white. I don't want a milky white drink. Thank you. I like the fruity ones to look fruity patootie. But do let them sit for like a minute. My friends, our question of the day, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Number 2, our emoji of the day is a kneecap. And if you don't have the kneecap, then you can do the muscle one, you know, this one. And if you're on your TV, which I know many of you watch on your TV, feel free to just hop on your phone and type in knee. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And I do emojis of the day. The reason why is it helps me to get to know you better because I care. By seeing the pattern recognition of your name popping up over and over and over again, it's a great way for me to get to know you because I truly do care. I do a daily show every day because I legitimately care. Like, this show is not convenient all the time to do, but I do it every day because I sincerely am invested in our community and I like you guys a lot. Like, you guys are my friends. So let me go over, I wanted to do, let me see, fiddlesticks. I was going to do our community post of the day, but, oh, here it is. It's our community post of the day. Oh, they're the same ones that I've already referenced before, but we'll say it again twice. Is Rebecca, Kimberly, Tracy, and Quirky Girl. Quirky Girl. I love you, sweet friends. And make sure you share this with your GLP-1 besties. If you have GLP-1 friends, share this video with them. And I look forward to seeing you in our free encouragement group too. We can further discuss. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys. Love you.